really know anger comes from the inside and not people around you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra. For those who are new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button just to stay up to date with my latest uploads. So today I'm going to be talking about how to not let other people's energy affect you. I know personally I've battled with this pretty much my whole life. I've literally taken on everyone else's energy, and I just really realized how exhausting it was. I took the time to learn this and really just come up with coping skills to help me get out of this. And today I'm going to be giving you some tips that I practice daily, and I feel like I've kind of really mastered this. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect or whatever, but I'm able to analyze the situation and figure out what's going on and how to really not let that affect me in the long run. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. I just really want to start this off with just a few questions just to keep in mind. First one is, will this matter in 5 minutes? Will this matter in 5 days? Will this matter in 5 years? A lot of times we really just be sweating like the small stuff when we don't have to. It's really not as deep as we think it is. Another question to keep in mind is, can you actually laugh about this later in life or 5 minutes later, or can you learn from this? Sometimes things are just a learning experience that we have to experience to figure out things for us to get to that next part of life. The thing to think about is, can you actually control what's going on in the situation? So just keep all that in mind as I go through my tips. First tip is going to be to just take ownership. You cannot blame anybody for where you are in life. You cannot blame your mom. You cannot blame your dad. You cannot blame your brother. You cannot blame your ex-boyfriend from 3 years ago. At the end of the day, you've made choices to get you to where you are today. A lot of times you may have not made the best choices, but at the end of the day, you do have the energy and the capacity and just the power to change it. You have the power to shift your reality. You are in control of your life. Nobody else controls you. You control yourself. So really just take the time to take ownership, analyze what you've done, and bite the bullet and say, you know what, I messed up, but today's a new day and I'm going to start over and I'm going to figure out how to get to the next part of life or whatever you're trying to achieve. I think about this a lot. It's like, when a person wants to really work on their stuff, like, I feel like a lot of times people start with their outer appearance. If they may not be feeling the best, and they rush to the gym, or they change their hair color, or get a haircut, or just clean up. But at the end of the day, you're working so much on your outer appearance, but what are you doing for your inner appearance? What are you doing for your inner self? What exercises and things are you doing for your inner self? So that's something to really just think about as far as taking that ownership, really just taking the time to take care of yourself. 2 is going to be, don't take things personal. I was the queen of taking everything personal, like even up to like maybe just a month ago, like things people would say would really just piss me off, and it would just be like, but why? Like, why do they feel this way? At the end of the day, another person's feelings, they don't have to be your feelings. Like, what someone else feels is not your responsibility to feel that. It took me a while to realize that, but now I got it down pat, and like, you can't just be letting other people throw their feelings onto you. Like, you cannot take all that as a person, especially if you know it's not true. How people act is really just a reflection of who they are on the inside. So if someone is giving you all this nasty energy or telling you all this nasty stuff about you, it's really because that's how they feel about themselves on the inside. So don't take it personal, sweetie. Just don't, okay? I feel like the only thing you can really take personal is something you know you did and it was your fault. And at that moment, that goes back to my first tip. You have to take ownership. Like, yep, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have did that. Like, that's your point to take ownership. But if you have not done anything, if you know that stuff not true, don't take it personal. Think about this. Once you start to take people say personally about you specifically, your confidence is just going to start to go downhill from there, because you're believing this trash that they're feeding you, and it's not true. So really take the time to just analyze people's thoughts and just really kind of think about, why is that affecting me, you know? Tip number 3 is going to be, look internally. Just really start to analyze your own thoughts and feelings. Like, everything in our internal world is happening and is going to happen regardless. It is how we interpret things and our perspective to show who we truly are on the inside. So instead of looking at all the bad things people say and all the bad energy, really just take the time to look internally and figure out, why is this affecting me? Or why do you feel this way? Is it because you believe it's true? The outside world triggers what you feel on the inside, and it's going to show just on your outside actions. So just think about it like this. If the same thing happened to me and you, we're both going to see it two different ways. We both have different walks of life. We both interpret things differently. We both analyze things differently, and we're just going to have different perspectives on the situation, just based on we are two totally different people, wired two totally different ways, and have different experiences. Really take the time to analyze your outer perspective and how it makes you feel on the inside. That's going to be your moods, your thoughts, and your perspective. Step number 4 is going to be the external world is not the cause of your feelings. What people are saying is not the cause of your feelings. People's energy is not the cause of your feelings. The cause of your feelings is something that you're battling internally in your mind. And you really got to get a grasp on this in order to have just a positive energy and a positive outlook on life. Really dig deep and just ask yourself, how can I change this and shift this mood internally? How can I make a difference within myself internally? And that's where it just really starts. I felt like the reason I started to go to therapy is just because I really just felt everything that I was battling internally. It was like showing up in my relationship, and I was like, I gotta get a handle on what's going on up in here before I can be just a productive citizen of this society, before I can just have like healthy relationships, healthy friendships, healthy relationships with family. Like, you really got to figure out what's going on in this brain. Like, and it's a lot. Like, just, can you imagine just this, our little head just have so much stuff going on? Whatever you feel on the inside is a reflection of what you feel about yourself. If someone is making you mad, so if someone says you wear cheap clothes or you look dirty, so part of you believes it on the inside. So at that moment, you really have to take the time to just analyze, like, why is this making me mad? Like, do you really feel like you look dirty or you have cheap clothes? Like, I mean, why does that matter to that person? Why should that affect them? So don't let it affect you. If you feel like your clothes are fine, your clothes are fine. Once you get to the root of the problem, like figure out why you're feeling like this. And if you see that it's negative, shift it. Like, you have the power to change your energy. I had this counselor in high school, not counselor, social worker, Miss O. And I remember I used to talk to her and my other counselor like a lot. And she told me, she was like, you have the power to just turn it off. If you don't want to care about it anymore, don't care. You have the power to change anything in your mind. And I was just like, I don't know. That was just so complicated, like, back then. And I don't know why. Like, I guess they say, like, when you're younger, your brain not fully developed. But I just really couldn't grasp the fact that I had the power to control, like, how I was feeling. So, change the perspective. If you feel like your clothes fly, be like, girl, my clothes is fly. Tell yourself, shift that in your energy, and just really believe it. You just kind of have to repeat this process. Just make sure that you're feeling like 100% on the inside. And once you're 100% on the inside, can't nobody tell you nothing, okay? Period. Like, they can't tell you nothing. If you find yourself in that situation, even if you may believe it, just start to have more gratitude in the situation. Be grateful for the things that you do have. I feel like practicing gratitude really just helps your inside also. It's something that I've been practicing, because it's like you're focusing less on those negative things and putting more positive out there, so which means more positive is going to come to you. So say, just practice gratitude if you're not 100% on the inside. I think the answer to everything, all these problems in the world, like a lot of stuff, is just self-awareness. Once you become more aware with yourself, a lot of stuff is just not going to bother you. I found a quote from Aristotle. I think he was like the space guy. Not the space guy. Something to do with the planets, I think. Don't quote me on that. But he had a quote: the more you know who you are, the less you will let insignificant trifles get to you. To really just become self-aware, like I said already. Just really know anger comes from the inside and not people around you. So you really just have to figure out what's going on here and why it's affecting you. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you did enjoy this video, give me a big thumbs up just so I can know to keep bringing more content like this. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.